could start over. You said that to me once, do you remember?
And you said it wasn't possible. But it is, David. I know it is.
I hope it is. Oh God, I hope it is.
How is Joan going to take all this?
Is that necessary?
Yes, David.
It's a pretty horrible thing for someone to have to go through.
I know it is, but it's got to be done. How do you think Joan will take all this, David?
She'll take it very well. Oh God. I suppose I'll have to tell her.
I'll tell her.
I ought to.
I'll tell her, David.
You take a pretty gloomy view of my character, don't you?
It's easier for me. She's not in love with you, is she?
God, no.
Has she ever been?
I don't suppose so.
Why did you get married then?
I've no idea. It was just one of those things that happened. We'd been having an affair, then one day we were a bit drunk and we thought it might be fun to get married.
So you don't think she'll mind much then, about us?
She won't show any emotion at all. She'll probably be rude to you in a vague sort of way.
That's all right. I can cope with that. I like Joan. David, you are fond of her, aren't you?
Of course. It's worked very well being married to her. We got along marvelously considering everything. For 12 years. What about Peter?
He'll be terribly hurt. Poor Pete.
I'd better tell him.
Darling, I love you when you're noble and self-sacrificing. So unlike you.
Thank you so much.
I'll tell him. I'm having dinner with him. I'll tell him tonight. What's the matter, David?
Promise you won't leave me and go back to Peter.
No, I won't. I only thought I was in love with Peter. I liked him. I still like him enormously. If I hadn't met you, I'd have married him.
He's your age. You've got everything in common.
But after having married you, I will have no intention of ever marrying Peter. I just want to marry you. So, David, will you marry me?
Yes, Helen, I'm afraid I will. I only hope I won't make you too miserable.
I shan't care.
Down the speed. Oh, it always sticks. £50 each. God bless Woolworths. Helen, I bought you a present.
Thank you so much, Joan. It's sweet. What is it?
You stick it in your hat, darling. David, I got you some shaving soap.
I don't need any shaving soap.
It'll come in useful later anyway.
Thanks so much.
Not at all. Whenever I go into Woolworths, I love to buy up the whole shop. I bought John this little duck for his bath. Do you think he'll like it?
I'm sure he'll love it.
Whew, Lord, I wonder why one gives parties. Oh, David, I've just thought of something. Darling, I'm afraid you'll have to go down to the cellar and bring some wine up.
Nobody will drink wine anyway.
I know, darling, but it looks nice to have it all the same.
How many bottles do we want?
About a dozen bottles.
How many pairs of hands do you think I've got?
I'll get John to help you. Where is the old John?
In David's room.
John, come out of there. I'll bet he's in a delicious coma.
No, I'm not. Nor have I been in a coma. I've been reading Gibbon.
I'll bet you have.
John, you ought to help David bring some wine up from the cellar.
But there are some stairs to go down.
It'll do you good. It might take off some of that stomach.
Come on, John, let's get this ordeal over.
You go ahead and choose the wine. I'll follow you down in 2 minutes. I just need time for one little sip. I'm feeling a trifle weak.
Oh, the effects of Gibbon, I suppose. Helen, would you please make sure he does come down?
I will.
may I be the first to tender my congratulations?
You've been listening?
Only to parts of your conversation. Some are too embarrassingly sentimental even for me.
A filthy trick.
Isn't it? It's a habit I've never been able to break myself of. You know, I'm not the least bit sincere in my congratulations. I think you're, both of you, making a huge mistake.
But I don't think it matters to either David or me. What do you think?
Oh no, I realize that. Still, I don't think I should ever be able to forgive myself if I let this moment slip without uttering at least one word of warning.
Well, you can keep it to yourself.
Now,
I'm not
I was at school
interested.
with David, and I have known him pretty closely ever since. You, I think, have known him a month.
That makes no difference. I know David much better than any of you.
My dear little lamb, you are in love with him. You have so glamorized and romanticized David that as far as you are concerned, he hardly exists at all outside your imagination. A romantic little girl's imagination.
That's a lie. Let me tell you.
Now,
son-
I give you credit for enough brains to see quite clearly one side of David that most people miss. You see, he has got a vague desire to get away from the life he's leading now.
That's exactly what he's going to do.
And that's exactly where you're making your mistake. Believe me, my dear Helen, it's quite crazy to bring that ambition of his out to life as you are doing. Because it's not a real thing at all. When you do bring that out, it will fade away into nothing, just like that.
I don't believe you.
Why should you? You are in love with him. Well, duty calls me. I'll leave you with one more thought. David can't go back and start again because, although he wants to, he does not have the character to do it. Now I have got the character to do it, but then of course I don't want to. So there you see. This is life. Ponder it, my child. It's worth pondering.
Joan!
Yes, darling?
Can I see you?
Darling, you're all alone. I'm so sorry. How rude of us all.
Not at all. I want to talk to you.
Yes, Helen.
Well, it may come as a great shock to you, but I'm afraid I can't wait for that opportunity to talk to you. I've got to tell you now.
Yes, Helen. What is it?
David and I are in love with each other.
Yes, I knew that.
That makes it much easier then. How did you know? Did David tell you?
No, but I've known he was in love with you for a little time now.
From the time I got him to give up drinking?
Yes, that's when I first knew. Why are you telling me now?
Because we want to get married, Joan.
Oh, I see.
That means you'll have to get a divorce.
Yes. Yes, of course.
I'm sorry, Joan. It's horrible for me having to tell you like this.
Why didn't David tell me?
He wanted to. I just thought it would be easier for me.
It would be harder for him, I suppose.
Joan, I hope you don't feel all this too badly.
My dear Helen, only this afternoon I was having a good laugh with David about this very situation.
And you did discuss me with him.
As a joke, but that was all. When you know something is going to happen, it makes it seem further off to joke about it.
I'm sorry, Joan. I see you do feel this.
One gets used to things after 12 years.
No, but it does make it easier. You're not being in love with him, doesn't it?
Much easier, yes.
David told me about your marriage.
Oh, it makes a good story, doesn't it? It's one of his best.
He only told me that you weren't in love with each other when you got married.
He He didn't tell you about the party we gave after the wedding? How it was raided by the police and we made the police join in and to drink our health. Oh, about how we woke up the next morning and he said, "Darling, I know I've forgotten something. Isn't today the day we're supposed to be getting married?" Oh, about how... Oh, Helen, it goes on forever. It's a wonderful story. It's a little exaggerated over 12 years, but it's still very funny.
Poor Joan.
Helen, do you mind if we talk about this whole business some
No,
other
of course
time?
not.
I suppose there'll be a lot of boring details to be discussed about the divorce
We
and...
can get our lawyers to do that.
Yes, I suppose we can. Let's have a quiet little divorce, shall we? With only the family as guests.
Thank you, Joan, for taking this so well.
Have I taken it well? I didn't know.
You've taken it wonderfully. I just want you to know that all this isn't going to make any difference. I mean, I know David's very fond of you, and he'd hate it if he never got to see you again or anything.
That's very kind of you.
And I must go. I do hope I haven't been too brutal about this. I just knew that I needed to tell you, and I had to tell you now.
You've been very sympathetic is the word, I think.
You're not going to hate me, are you?
Why on earth should I hate you? Goodbye, Helen. You are coming to this god-awful party tonight, aren't you? I'll never forgive you if you don't.
Of course, I look forward to it.
Liar. Damn that lock. It always sticks. Turn it hard. Try and surprise it if you know what I mean. That's right. Goodbye, Helen. See you later.
Goodbye, Joan, and thank you.
I suppose she has told you. I'm terribly sorry, Jane. You damn fool. Why didn't you tell her that you're in love with him?
It wouldn't have done any good.
It was worth trying. She doesn't know.
Besides, what's the use if he loves her?
I don't believe he does, really.
Oh, yes, he does.
He's quite mad.
He knows what he is doing. Besides, I know you've said him any longer since I've got old.
You should have told him that you are in love with him. That's all you wanted. Really, someone to be in love with him.
Not me. He doesn't want me to be in love with him. I'd have bored him to death if I'd ever let him see it. I know that.
It's quite awful to see how two people can misunderstand each other. As much as you and David have over 12 years.
Was I wrong, John? Not to let him know.
That was all you wanted.
It's too late now, anyway.
What are you going to do now?
I don't know. Oh, John, I do need him so much. So much more than Helen.
You'll forget him.
That's 6 altogether. That's got to do. Do you want them in here or in the dining room?
In the dining room.
Come on, John, let's bring these in.
Just a slave around the house. That's all I am.
You idiot dropped your book in the waste paper basket.
Oh, thanks. As a matter of fact, I'm scrapping it and starting again.
Are you sure? I think it's very good. You really are going to start over? Well, don't throw it away. Keep it. As a sentimental memory, if nothing else. After all, it may be worthless now, but it might mean something later when you're an old and successful man. I'm going next door. That idiot Williams has got everything all balled up in there. Oh, bring me a gin and tonic, will you, darling? And don't drown it. I want to taste the gin.
It's the final curtain. I never want to hear from any cheerful Pollyanna who tell you straight to why the late it's all bananas.
Hello, Helen. Didn't know you were here. Why didn't you let me know?
I thought perhaps you were working and I didn't want to disturb you.
Couldn't have been working less.
Death in the Albert Hall.
Yeah, it's not very good, but if you like, you can have it.
No, thank you.
Oh, I want my tea. Don't know what I'd do without it. I've become quite an addict. You can't get cirrhosis from it, can you? I drink about 10 cups a day.
You know, David, I do admire you for the way you kept on the wagon.
I rather admire myself for that. Still, hasn't been as difficult as I thought it would be, thanks to you.
You never feel that you want to drink now, do you?
You know, actually, the other day I took a sniff at some whiskey. Believe it or not, I nearly threw up on the spot. Isn't that funny? Good to see you. Pour out, darling. I didn't expect to see you this afternoon. It's quite a thrill.
I thought I'd come in to say goodbye to John. Poor old thing. He's terribly depressed by it all.
Yeah, so am I. I hate the thought of his going.
You didn't try and put him off, did you?
Certainly I did. I argued with him for hours to stop him
David,
going.
you shouldn't have done that. After all, he's doing a good thing. It was very selfish of you.
Well, I am selfish, darling. You know that.
Yes, you are.
You are too, darling, so don't look so pleased with yourself.
I'm only selfish about you,
Yeah.
not about anything else. You know, David, I used to hate John, but now I rather like him. Funny, isn't it? He was very fond of Joan, wasn't he? Her death must have made a difference to him, too.
Yes, I suppose so.
You still can't bear me to talk about
I
Joan.
only hate being reminded of it, that's all.
Darling, you've got to make up your mind that you're going to be reminded of it all your life. You're going to save yourself a lot of unpleasantness in the future if you could learn now to talk about Joan without being hurt.
You've got a hardness that I haven't got.
It's not hardness.